Hello, Zach. This is your video summarizing your lesson from August 20th of 2020. And we covered the scale itself, reviewed it. We also covered the scale with the G grace note, and we did GDE triplets, and then we looked at page 25 of the Green Book. And so we're going to go in order on that, give you some reminders of what we reviewed. First of all, with the scale, you did a nice job on this. We want to go ahead and get some consistency, so I'm going to invoke the metronome for you at 50 beats per minute. This is one example of many metronomes. We talked about the Piper's metronome at the lesson, which I think would be a good match for you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and set this up. Go ahead and get your fingers ready, and I'm going to turn this on. I'll give a count of 4, and then we'll start the scale. It's just a regular scale, starting from low G, going up to high A, back down to low G. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you play with a metronome, it forces every transition to be confident. So you're going to want to repeat that effort. Feel free to do it on your own as many times as you need. The next thing we reviewed was the scale with G grace notes. And we made the challenge to do the scale with G grace notes at 50 beats per minute. For now, I'm going to do it without and give you a chance to play along. And your challenge for the week is to get it consistent at 50 beats per minute. The challenge will be, of course, the transition from D to E with a G grace note, right? And you may recall in relatively slow motion that looks like this. The trick is lifting these two fingers up, bringing those down, and then this. So, the G grace note scale. I'll give a tempo, I'll count to 4, and then we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's probably best done on your own, but that's a good reference. The next thing that we reviewed were GDE triplets. These can be a lot of fun. You can play them on low G, low A, B, and C. I believe at the lesson we worked mainly on low A. And the focus of the lesson on this particular date was to enable yourself to get accuracy and also have a little bit of fun with speed. And the idea is when you do a speed exercise on a triplet, or any speed exercise, you start slowly and then you ramp up the speed gradually and continue until you fail. And this is a situation like all things when you're growing and building muscles and muscle memory and brain capacity and all of these things, is that you want failure because that improves you. So here's an example of how you might tackle a GDE triplet speed exercise. And you would continue until failure. So that's probably something you can work on your own and assess when you have made a mistake. Stop, go back to the beginning, start slowly again, and ramp up. The last thing we worked on were the exercises on the bottom of page 25 of the Green Book. We had the top line, which invokes G grace notes and then GDE triplets in the line. And then down here was just a partial G grace note scale, which is really a subset of the whole scale that we already did. So, to do the top line of those two, I will go ahead and play it. There's no particular time signature on here, somewhat implied as a 4/4, but not really. So we'll just start, and the goal here is to learn sight reading and also be able to play your G, D, E triplet within some other notes. Ready? 1, 2. You can play that over and over with me or just do it on your own. And I believe that is everything, because that last part, again, this is just a subset of the main G grace note scale that we already did. The goal is 50 beats per minute. Happy chanting!